Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Minnesota Vikings. A happy Christmas Eve to all. What a good one we have in store as we are underway here in Week 16. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. They'll start on the ground here with Nwangu. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. You talk about this Lions defense. They were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
They forced 7 turnovers.
How many?
7.
7.
I mean, think about that number now. That's supposed to be a lucky number, right? Lucky for one side, unlucky for the other.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Oh, boy, we got a stoppage here because Kirk Cousins is shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It's taken to the 26. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Lions will take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. This defense for the Vikings, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always said, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe them.
And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Gibbs will try and pick it up. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 11 yards there and a Lion first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It was Harrison Smith there up from his safety spot to make the play behind the line.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. They go play action. Here's Hooker. Finds Gibbs on the check down. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Hand off now to Gibbs. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I'd go right at him with another momentum play. Go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
2nd and 10. Reagor, the man in motion. On 2nd down, Cousins again. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
The threat of a 2nd straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Cousins now. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Now a give to Gibbs, running left. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face, because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. First play's a run with Nwangu. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
On second down, here's Nwangu. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
This now a 3rd and 4. From the gun, here's Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Now Hooker. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Following the interception, Cousins drops this off with Nwangu. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
On first down, they'll run with Nwangu. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down.
And this really is a good defense because what they've done is focus on stopping the running game and being physical against it.
And the numbers, they really bear that out. They're currently 5th in the National Football League in rushing defense. Now he dumps this off over the middle. And he's going to be taken to the ground right there at the 35-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
The Vikings on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he will have a Vikings first down, and comfortably so as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. The Vikings had 8 and 6 now on the year, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
First down, here's Cousins. And incomplete on the deep ball.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now Cousins. He'll get this to Nwangu. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Cousins now from the 50. Flush to his right. Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
Now Cousins on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And this defense will take over right at midfield. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Counter play. Here's Gibbs. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. From a couple of yards beyond midfield, here's 2nd and 8. Here's Hooker to throw it. Sliding out of the pocket. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Hooker now off play action. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Off the play fake, Cousins. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Completes this to Addison out left. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To the air again, it's Cousins. That'll be complete to the running back, Nwangu. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Throwing, Cousins. Quick hitter here, it's complete. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
On play action, Cousins. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive. And here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Cousins. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
Play fake, Cousins. To the sideline and incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Reagor, the man in motion. Again, it's Cousins. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. But that's always a risk on those longer kicks. You have to drive it low to get it there. That opened the door for a better chance for the defense to get a hand on it, and that's just what we saw there.
And even if the odds increase a little bit because it's a longer field goal attempt, it's still difficult to get hands on the football and create a block. Big-time excitement for that unit, getting through and knocking that one away.
To about the 48-yard line.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
Here's 2nd and 7. Off play action. Here's Hooker. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on 3rd down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a first down.
And off to Gibbs, headed right here. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now a 2nd and 2. Hooker. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. This will be from 56 yards out. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through. And that one winds up no good.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal try. We'll see. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, wide open, complete. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did need a lot of football for half to be played. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line can play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Now this is going to be a quarterback draw. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. He'll get this to about the 38.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out, because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
2nd and 7. Another run for Gibbs here. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Lions have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Patterson now for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a 3-possession game. They go play action.
Cousins. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Cousins to throw it. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Pulled in at the 24. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And they will take over first and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's deep. This is caught inside the 15. A big play there for Detroit. And even 60 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. A toss out right to Gibbs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On second down, Hooker goes out left. It's caught by Williams. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Here's Hooker. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not easy to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Patterson's kick is good, and they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. And right now, Charles, this is about building that lead little by little, and they're able to do just that.
And it gets them past the key number of 16, so this is now a 3-score lead. Not time to exhale just yet, but that might prove to be an important 3 points before things are said and done.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. There he goes left side. Running room at the 50. Look out. He might score. He will score. Touchdown, Minnesota. Joseph on for the extra point. It's up and good, so they claw back into it. 24-14 now. So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. Here's Raymond bringing it out. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them,
That's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
But when you go from 2nd to 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. A give, right side for Gibbs. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 155 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Trying the left side with Gibbs. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Throwing. Hooker. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Danielle Hunter in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here now, a 3rd and 20. They go play action. Here's Hooker. And pressure coming, and they got it once again. Marcus Davenport picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here comes the Lions punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. This is taken at the 23. So the punt goes for 56 with a decent return of 13. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
Now a 2nd and 10. Cousins. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw is here late in the season. He goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Cousins now. That is incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, He stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
The offense on third down, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Reagor, the man in motion. Cousins again. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Sutton. And the Lions will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. Marcus Davenport able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop? A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. On the give, here's Gibbs. The tackle goes to Harrison Smith. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Hooker's going to throw it. That pass caught. It's Williams. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. He has a 1st down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon.
Let's go now.
Gibbs straight ahead. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Gibbs. And he will have the 1st down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Boy, 175 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Now Hooker. Caught left side, Williams. Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They go jet sweep here with Williams. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. And they're going to go for this thing. They're not going to leave anything to chance. They're going to roll the dice on 4th and goal. They'll try and run for it. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Lions stretch this 4th quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
Cousins now on 2nd down. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A 1st down throw for Cousins. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. They'll throw again. Cousins toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
To throw, Cousins. That is caught at the 7-yard line. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now we've got a 3rd and goal situation. From the gun, here's Cousins. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete. Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player in the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. There's Hockenson in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings. The 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Joseph connects on the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this will be covered up by the Lions, and that might just about seal the deal. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now here's a pass on first down. It's knocked away and incomplete.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
On second down, here's Gibbs. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. Here's 3rd and 10. They'll run again. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So, what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, this defense has been physical all game long, and it certainly looks like they're not going to back off and make things any easier. They want to keep making life miserable for the receivers all the way to the end.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Here's Cousins. He's going to let it fly. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. It's Brian Branch with it. We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is always such a treat, Charles, in the NFL when you can go on the road and get a victory, and that's exactly what they accomplished here today.
The trip home so much sweeter, isn't it? All the noise they heard before, how tough it is to win on the road, how tough it is to play in this stadium, how hyped up that crowd's going to be. They just used it as fuel, came in full confidence, believed in themselves, and got it done.
So for Detroit, the wins keep coming as this one moves them to 12-3 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Big D to take on the Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, their playoff hopes take a big hit as they fall to 8-7. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL.